Welcome, my dear soulmates. Have you ever felt breathless opening social media, seeing everyone else succeeding and moving so fast while you remain perfectly still? It feels like a race where you are the only one without shoes, watching the world sprint past you in a blur of gold and glory. Today, I want to share a quiet conversation about the hidden kindness found in slowing down and the secret power of sometimes standing perfectly still. Look at those digital arrows flying high and fast, while your own path seems to be a quiet line that hasn't moved for many months. The fast success culture screams at us through every screen, demanding we run before we can walk, blinding us with its artificial and cold neon lights. Time is presented as an enemy, a ticking clock that we must beat, creating an internal storm of anxiety that drowns out our own inner voice. But let us breathe together for a moment. Observe the steam rising from your coffee and feel the stillness of this very second in time. This cinematic pause is not a waste. It is a return to yourself, a way to reclaim your rhythm from the chaotic noise of the world. Standing still is not always stagnation. Think of a heavy spring being pressed down. It is not failing, it is gathering an immense amount of power. When life pushes you back, it might just be preparing you to launch forward with a force you never knew you possessed inside your quiet heart. This is the phase I call brain weightlifting. Your mind needs these moments of apparent inactivity to process information and build the strength for future challenges. True wisdom is forged in these quiet intervals. You are not stuck. You are calibrating your internal compass for the journey that lies ahead of you. Consider the frustration of learning a new instrument. Those days when your fingers ache and no music comes out are actually your most productive days. While your ears hear only discord, your brain is busy weaving millions of new neural connections, building the bridge between effort and effortless artistic mastery. You cannot demand a tall, majestic tree if the roots have not first explored the dark, cold silence of the earth deep beneath the surface. Growth is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. Trust the darkness of the soil, for it is the only place where deep foundations are ever built. If you feel like you are standing still, ask yourself if you are actually growing roots. Are you deepening your understanding or just waiting for luck? Precision requires patience. The most complex machines spend more time in the design and assembly phase than they do in actual high-speed operation. Embrace this phase of preparation. The world will see the leap, but only you will know the quiet power of the stay that made it possible. I am not speaking from a textbook. I have lived this. I once stood at a crossroads between a glamorous career and my own inner peace. One side offered immediate wealth and public applause, while the other offered only silence and the difficult work of finding my true purpose. I chose to step back. I chose to be the guinea pig for my own life experiments, even when others thought I was failing or losing. I spent months surrounded by old books and silence. I traded the noise of social validation for the quiet whispers of long-dead philosophers and sages. This wasn't a retreat, it was a laboratory. I needed to prove that my value wasn't tied to my speed or the number of zeros in my account. I cut out the clutter. I lived simply. I discovered that by removing the non-essential, I finally had the space to see what truly mattered. For 6 whole months, I did nothing but learn how to breathe again. I started saying no. I cut ties with toxic relationships and stopped attending social gatherings that left me feeling empty and exhausted inside my soul. It was lonely, yes, but it was a sacred loneliness. It was the kind of solitude that allows you to finally hear your own heart beating. I learned that going nowhere was actually a journey inward. I was traveling miles across the landscape of my own mind every single day. The result wasn't a promotion or a trophy. It was a clarity of soul that no amount of money or fame could ever hope to buy. When I finally stepped back into the world, I wasn't running anymore. I was walking with a weightless heart and a very clear sense of direction. To help you navigate your own stillness, I want to give you a 3-layer filter. Use this to see if you are truly growing or just hiding. The first layer is core purpose. Ask yourself, is this pause serving a higher goal, or is it just an excuse to avoid the hard work? The second layer is practical ability. Are you using this time to sharpen your skills, to study, and to become more capable than you were yesterday? The third layer is silent discipline. Real growth happens when no one is watching. It is the work you do when there is no applause. Think about wanting something grand, like a feast. If you don't have the money, do you borrow it, or do you work a humble job? Taking that humble job is stepping back in the eyes of the world, but it is actually a leap forward in terms of character and integrity. Rejecting the easy way out is a sign of strength. It shows that you value your future freedom more than your current desire for status. Stand before your mirror tonight. Look yourself in the eye and ask, am I making progress? Even if it is just 1% every day. That 1% is everything. Over a year, it compounds into a transformation that will leave the world wondering how you did it so fast. Do not confuse the slow tick of the clock with a lack of movement. Every tick is a step, provided you are moving with intention. While others are running in circles, your quiet study is a straight line toward your goals. You are building the engine while they just polish the car. This filter will keep you honest. If you are learning and renluin every day, then your standing still is actually a powerful crouch before a sprint. The world sees the stillness of the crouch, but your muscles feel the fire of the preparation. You are readying yourself for the ultimate launch. Trust the process of recession. Even the mighty ocean must pull back its waves before it can crash against the shore with all its might. Stoicism teaches us a powerful lesson about the phase of accumulation. It asks us to focus only on what we can truly control within ourselves. The ancient sages knew that external glory is a fickle friend, but the strength of your own character is a fortress that never falls. This is the dichotomy of control. You cannot control how fast the world moves, but you can control the depth of your own character and soul. We must learn to let go of the fake diamonds, the empty praise and the shallow victories that keep our hands too full to grab anything real. Instead, hold on to the seed of true value. It may look small and unimpressive now, but it contains the blueprint for a forest of future success. Sometimes you must step back from the crowd to protect your inner light. The wind of public opinion can easily blow out a growing flame. Protect your tinlan, your inner kindness and integrity. It is better to be a quiet soul of substance than a loud echo of nothingness. As we reach the end of our talk, look at this map of your soul. Your stillness is not a void. It is a fertile ground for greatness. Remember the 3 layers. Remember the roots. And most importantly, remember that you are not alone in this quiet, powerful journey of the spirit. Do not fear the dark or the silence. A single candle is most powerful when the room is at its darkest and most quiet point. Thank you for walking this path with me today. Your journey is unique, your pace is perfect, and your future is brighter than you imagine. Do not fear standing still if your heart is pointed forward. Step back to see the road clearly. Farewell, my dear soulmate. Until next time.